Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Marie, you made it on. Woohoo.
Yay. So Kerrie and I have just come off 2 days of workshops where we've just changed our whole entire life. And we're blithering idiots tonight. So you're just going to have to roll with us because we're just as high as kites. If you've ever done any kind of spiritual workshop, it kind of knocks your socks off, but it's like a reset. So, and we finished I finished an hour and a half ago, you know, so you're just going to have to just listen and just play with us, please, because it could be a disaster.
A beautiful disaster.
A beautiful disaster. I don't know if Kathy's on yet. Kathy Lee.
Kathy said that she wouldn't be able to join us tonight because she's with her
grandchildren. But I'd just like to say thank you to Kathy for our coffees. That was lovely. Hi, Soph. I missed you. Haven't seen you for 2 hours.
Hi, AJ. How are you? Hi, Gail. Hi, Esther. Shout out to Esther. She's probably the first one on every time. And I'm sorry if we tricked you a bit tonight because it's really only being streamed through our Angel Feathers page. And from there, it was shared to everyone else's page. So it doesn't necessarily automatically come up live, I don't think, on the other pages. You actually have to click into the event. It does say live now. So I'm sorry if we've tricked a few of you. We should have warned you a bit better last fortnight. But, and again, huge shout out to Gail, who got us, I believe, over the line. She shared it everywhere, didn't she, the link? So thank you so much, Gail, because I'm sure all the follows.
She shared it to me.
Yeah.
That's me to be my own friend. I know. Yes, I'll be my friend.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I thought too. I got one too. I followed as well as under my personal. So, yeah, so that was awesome. So thank you so much for that. Hi, Marissa. How are you? Vanessa. So lovely to see you on. I've missed you, lovely. I've missed you.
I actually want to be adopted by Vanessa because Vanessa does the best. She does a whole week of birthdays, not just a day. She has a whole week of birthdays.
And she has the best birthdays.
She does.
Yeah.
She does. And she embarrasses her children by putting up photographs from when they were new to when they are now. And it's glorious. I just love it. So find 70 years worth of photographs of me, Vanessa, and you can adopt me and be my birthday fairy.
Gail just asked, and where is Kachina? I know she's internet shy.
You might be around the corner, Gail. You never know.
Oh, Nate, you're nasty bastard. Gail will be jumping out of her seat with excitement right now. Kachina is on her way back to Gympie, but we really shout out to Kachina, even though she won't see this probably, for making the trip down. And we had such a wonderful time sharing everything that she shared with us. I can't even speak, you know, guys. For someone, and you'll know this from being on our lives for so long, who talks non-stop. I've got no words for the weekend. That's my epiphany.
She's still talking.
She's still talking. Hang on. Here we got you, Kerrie.
That damn bell. That damn bell.
Oh, that's something else we need to do. We need to say happy birthday to Nate.
Yes.
It's his birthday in a minute.
Yes, indeed. We do. Mm-hmm.
How does it feel to be old?
I'm not old. I'm not old. I'm changing my language, and I yes.
He kept telling me he was old, which makes me a fossil. Like I'm practically a national treasure. So I told him he wasn't allowed to be old.
You know, Marissa sent all our birthdays soon because I didn't realize it was only a year ago. We went to this conference, and on my birthday, we had to attend 19 funerals on my birthday. And then we were reborn on my birthday. So I am sharing it with a few people on here. We were all born on my birthday, which was Marissa and Jeanette and Gail and Vanessa. Like we on my birthday last year. It was a pretty horrific birthday during the 19 funerals. This year's going to be a lot better.
Oh, Gail died.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Gail died.
I had to read Gail's eulogy. And I was a blubbering mess on my birthday. Like it was horrific. It was horrific. Anyway,
Gail, I'm glad you came back.
I can't believe that was a year ago. What a difference a year has made, especially after this beautiful weekend we've just had.
And I know it's not his birthday yet, but we're not going to see him on his birthday.
Next weekend. Next
Saturday. I'll be on a plane.
Yeah, you'll be on your way to Alaska.
On my way to Alaska. Okay, let's get sensible for a 5 minutes. The decision has been made that I am doing the meditation. So let's do that. Kerrie, can you put your music on behind me?
I can do that. Let's do that.
Lovely.
Just remember, it's a little bit quiet when it first starts, and then it'll get louder. Okay.
Oh,
Gail did Nate's eulogy, and it was amazing. I'm sure it was. It was magnificent.
I had to write it though. She had to write it. She couldn't read my writing.
But Gail, you held yourself together and did it with dignity. I'm glad you're all reborn, actually. I'm glad you're all still here with us. You're all meant to be part of this journey together at the moment, you know? So, all right, I'm hitting play.
Thank you. Take deep breath in and blow it out. Take your attention to it. Take your attention to your calves and your shins. Let your muscles go soft. Pull the attention up to your knees. Let your knees go soft. Breathe in and sigh out. Take your attention to your thighs. Release any tension. Let the muscles go soft. Take your attention to your buttocks and your pelvis. Release any tension. Let the muscles go soft. And breathe in and sigh out. Take your attention to your lower back and your belly. Tighten your belly on an in-breath and blow it out and let everything go soft. Take your attention to your heart. Release any tension. Let the muscles go soft. Take the attention to your chest and your shoulder blades. Big deep breath in. On the out breath, release any tension. Let the muscles go soft. Take your attention to your shoulders, your arms. Wiggle your shoulders a bit. Tighten your arms. Big deep breath in. On the out breath, let your muscles go soft. Take your attention to your neck. On the in breath, remove any tension. On the out breath, let your muscles go soft. Take your attention to your face. Wiggle your eyebrows. Screw up your eyes. On the in breath, puff everything up. On the out breath, release any tension. Let everything go soft. Take your attention to your scalp. On the in breath, release any tension. On the out breath, let your muscles go slack. Big deep breath in. Relax every single muscle in your body on the out breath. Imagine you're sitting on a beach. The sand is still warm under your fingers and under your legs. There are gentle waves lapping on the edge of the ocean. It's warm. There's a gentle breeze. Up ahead is a huge full moon. As the moon shines on the water, it looks like a ladder up to heaven. Walk towards the ladder in the light of the moon and slowly glide up the ladder, higher and higher and higher. Easy steps, no effort, totally relaxed towards the beautiful white light of the moon. As you glide upwards, you notice shapes starting to appear. Some of the shapes are people. Some of the shapes are buildings. They're luminous in the beautiful glow of the moon. There are two paths. One path leads to the buildings, and the other path leads to the people. Stop at the fork in the paths and decide which way you wish to go. There is no wrong way. Whatever you need at this time will be waiting at the end of that path just for you. Choose your path and continue down the path until you get to where you need to be. If you're with the people, notice who is around you and what they have got for you. If you went to the buildings, go inside and notice what is there for you. I will leave you with your people or your buildings and come back for you shortly. For you. It may be a word, it may be a symbol, it may be a phrase, it may be a feeling. Accept your gift and thank them. As you leave, turn around and walk back to the staircase. The staircase to the moon has turned into a slide. So you can sit down, slide down the slide, and land gently in the warm water at the beach. When you get to the bottom, stand up, walk back to where you started, feel your feet on the floor, feel your bottom on the chair, wiggle your fingers, wriggle your toes, and when you are ready, open your eyes. I came down that slide going whee all the way down.
Wow.
I thought, I'm not
That was
walking
so
back
much
down
fun.
these
I
stairs.
know. It was so much fun. So much fun. I
Kerrie, you're mute.
need a pen.
I'm mute.
It's a ball.
That was so much fun coming back.
That's what I said tonight. I went whee all the way down the slide. I'm not walking down the stairs. We'll just slide down the stairs.
And that's it, right? Epiphanies of the weekend. speaking of that, is if we want to know our purpose in this existence, it's to be happy
and have fun.
and have fun. So there you go. Meditation, while it takes you to a beautiful place, should also bring that joy. And that slippery side was perfect.
Yeah. When you think about the slippery slides when we were kids, they were metal. They had no edges. It's a miracle we're not all dead.
Well, with you being in Scotland, they would have been freezing. For us here in Australia, we used to get burnt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Goldie's coming down the slides. Okay. Now, peopleies. Gail, did you get joy and love? And Myrtle said she really needed a hug from her mum and dad at the moment, and she got it. So I hope you all got something that was meaningful for you and that made you feel good. And it really was. It might just be a feeling, and sometimes it's subtle, you know. So even if you felt the warmth of the ocean or you enjoyed the journey, Marissa went to angels who reminded her that she is loved. That's beautiful, you know. And sometimes just that feeling of love is like getting wrapped in a warm hug.
Yeah. Yeah. And Vanessa, magical ocean waters. So she loved that plunge back into the warm water.
Good girl. Esther got a pen and a message to keep writing.
Yes.
That
doesn't surprise me at all, Esther, for you, that you're going to be encouraged to continue to do that. And for those who haven't seen that yet, maybe follow Esther's page as well, or maybe we can post it again in our chat group. Her beautiful book, Angel Whispers. It's just lovely. And she's been sharing some quotes from that book. So, yeah, it's just beautiful.
I'm curious to know, just in the chat, who chose people and who chose building. That's you don't have to say, you know, it's just curious as to what people chose. That's what did you choose?
I chose buildings.
Yeah, I chose buildings.
Yeah.
Did you feel her, Marie? I hope you did, because I definitely feel like she's around you at the moment, especially for your recent birthday. It's definitely there. Yeah, what, a month away from the ocean. We should have done an open chat for her.
Vanessa's been in recovery for her operation, so her beautiful waters at Harvey Bay have been calling. So I know you'll be back there soon, Vanessa.
Yeah.
And Jeanette's been in England. So she went into a building and it was a beautiful church. The churches in England are beautiful. The churches in Europe are beautiful. They're old and they're not like Bessabrock boxes. They're very pretty with stained glass windows and everything. Esther chose people and saw dads.
People, dad, shaman guides. Marie saw a glow. Yep. Perfect. Beautiful. Gail went to buildings. Others before. Yep.
Jeanette's still in England. Yeah, it will be early in the morning for you, Jeanette, about 10 o'clock.
Oh, how good are you still joining us all the way from England? You're amazing.
I'm loving this because Shelley and Peter, who are usually on, are in Scotland. Jeanette's in England. And I'm getting all these photographs on my Facebook page. I've been all over the world with my friends.
I know. It's been awesome. And one of the beautiful ladies we're with today, right now, will be on a plane to Spain.
Yeah, she will be.
She came to the workshop today. And the workshop finished. She left about 4. And at 9 o'clock tonight, she was getting on a plane to go to Spain. And she's walking the Camino. So that's where she's going. And when you get to the end of the Camino, I can't remember the name of the place that she told me in Portugal, but if you keep going, you get to this place like that's at the ocean, and she's going there. Now, if I can hand over to Nate now, because this is when she was here. Can you go from here about the
Yes.
Yes.
So we were really lucky enough to have Katrina Mayan in at Annie's beautiful space to run a couple of workshops the last couple of days, and we've all been given a mission that is to starting from now up until the equinox in March. And what's really beautiful about this is you can do it no matter where you are in the world, and it's really important to do this everywhere that we can in the world. And it's a mission to spread light. Now, I can't. In a couple of weeks, Katrina's going to send out an email to me, and we'll come back and we'll talk about this in a little bit more detail. But just to get you started on what the mission is, because you do have to get prepared for it. At the equinox in March 2025, it's a really important time for humanity and the planet as a whole, and it's going to be the time. You're in a gale. You're in a gale. You're in a mission. If you want.
Gail, you're in it, and every single person here.
It's a really beautiful mission.
It's a beautiful mission. It's not a mission impossible.
Yeah. The mission that we have been given is we need to bring more light into the world. So we need to build up consciousness, and we need to bring light into the world. And at the equinox, it's a really important time because it'll be a decision point in the future of humanity as to whether human consciousness goes up a level or if we actually start to go down. And it's a really interesting time for us. There's been a lot of stuff that's been happening over the last few years, but we're actually in a really good forward momentum state. We had the really great equinox and the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse earlier this year, where we did some work with that, and we had the beautiful meditation that we did to bring in light. But I think our goal is to always bring in light. But the mission from Katrina is she wants us to go around the planet, and we are going. She wants us to plant seeds of the seed of life into the earth. Now, if anyone doesn't know what the seed of life is, here's an example of one. There's a whole lot of different types of this sort of sacred geometry. So if you have to invest in these, you can get them from Temu. But this is a you've got some of the other ones to give us an example. And basically, our mission is to go around the earth and to dig a hole, put these into the earth, and with the intention of the seed of light. Now, Gail, that is the flower of life, but what Katrina is wanting us to call them the seed of light, because we're putting it into the ground. And at the March equinox next year, when it happens, Annie's going to show a couple more examples of what. So this one that says spirit.
Yeah. This one's got spirit on the back of it.
So anything that represents spirit, or the seed of life, or the flower of life, has to be metal, and it has to go into the ground. And you can put this into your backyard. You can put it into your backyard, anywhere around the world, but deep. So you've got to dig a hole, put one of these in, and what's going to happen is at the equinox next year, all of these are going to be activated around the globe and create light, these beautiful beams of light around the world to aid in helping us cross the line to move up that level. That's it in a nutshell. But basically, our mission is to spread these beautiful seeds of light into the earth, so that at the equinox next year, they'll be all around the planet. And what Katrina told us is she's already been doing this around the places that she's been going. She's been putting these in. She's got a few other people that have been doing this as well, but she wants us all to get involved with this. And what's really interesting, I don't know if you remember, some of the people that I worked with earlier in the year, we did a really similar thing before the equinox this year, where we were throwing our energy into the ground to create beams of light. And this is like the next level up for this, but it's really important for March 2025. And when we get some more information from Katrina about it, we'll be able to explain the why and the wherefore of it in a little bit more detail. But that is a mission that if you want to be part of, Just about to answer that, Myrtle. You can go onto like Temu and get and look these up. I might see if I can find some links that we can put in just to show you, because and just to know that you're getting the right thing. But they have to be metal, and they have to go into the earth, not water. And you know, even if you put 3 or 4 in, the intention is really important, Gail. Ones that have this sort of more sacred geometry, and I'll clarify with Kachina a little bit more, but anything that's got spirit, light, anything that with the intention is the seed of light, will help. But it's when Kachina was talking about it, it sounded really important and really special to be part of this, to make sure that we go up a level and keep moving forward, because we really want the best. Sandy's great, Vanessa. Sandy's. Oh, could you imagine all of these in your beautiful beaches at Harvey Bay, and that would be incredible.
They can't go in water, Vanessa.
But
So,
Sand is okay. So keep them up the top end of the beach, so that they're not
and
wet.
just bury them down far enough into the sand that they're not going to be easily found between now. You want them in there for the actual equinox in March.
We want them found in 10,000 years' time by archaeologists who are going to wonder what the hell are all these little coins down the earth, and they'll make up a really bizarre history about the culture that was living in our time, and if we could read the history books in 10,000 years' time about these little discs that appeared around the globe, and we would be
around the world.
What Kachina said is they'll blame us for global warming because we've planted all these bloody things in the ground. This, if anybody's going away, try and get hold of them and take them with you. I've just bought some on Temu. Now they've got necklaces, they've got, and some of them are expensive. So the ones I bought were about $2. So, and you don't need to buy 1 million of the suckers, like just buy a couple of them. But you don't need to be going anywhere either. Like if you go to a park or if you go to somewhere where you feel the energy and you think this would be a good place for me to plant one of my little seeds of light, I'm taking them with me, and they're going to be in Canada and they're going to be in Alaska. Kachina has a huge network in the UK. So from the UK, it will go out across Europe. So down here in Australia, we can do our little bit as well. And like Kachina has contacts all over the place. So if all of us get all of our people and all of our friends to do this as well, I'm going to be handing the bloody things out like lollies. Anybody that's going anywhere. The Kate who's going to Spain and Portugal, we gave her some today. I gave her some of mine, and then Kachina gave her more, and she gave me more to replace the ones that I'd given Kate. So we're all, but it's nothing. It's not hard. There's no big ritual. You just poke a hole, stick it in, cover it up, and off you pop.
And how beautiful is it to just imagine, like, even at the moment that you do that intention and you put it in the ground, that is adding some beautiful light to the world.
Yeah.
Like at the moment in the equinox, when it all activates, and it's just going to be like this beautiful beams of light. We're going to be like the sun, these beautiful beams of light shooting out of the earth and just and bringing light into the earth. And just think how beautiful that is and how you can contribute to that. And just by contributing to this exercise, you will be increasing your own light, because you're doing something good and you're doing something for the planet and you're doing something for, it's for
humanity,
it's for the greater good. It's for service to the planet and for the future of humanity. And so there's so many beautiful ways that this is adding light, not just in March, but in the lead up to it.
Yeah, perfect, Vanessa.
Oh, sorry.
That's perfect. I was just thinking Vanessa's going to plant them in the beautiful sand dunes there, and then on the equinox, she will go to that space.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
absolutely
beautiful. And don't forget your own backyard, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's great to go and put it everywhere else, but we often look after everyone else. Don't remember about yourself in your own space, you know? So
Gail asked if you went horizontal or vertical. And what Kachina said is that she gets a knife and just sticks the knife in deep enough that she can stick it in straight up. So you don't need to be digging holes. Just poke a space, stick it in, and then give it a little pat, and off you pop.
Either way is fine. Because we did ask that. Either way that you do it is fine, but the idea is that you don't want them found prior to the equinox. So you want them
just
deep.
get them deep enough that they're not going to get dug up.
And don't get caught by the police with a big knife in your car. explaining that to the police.
I'm putting seeds of life.
I'm planting seeds of life.
Straight to the mental health ward. Come with me, lady.
Oh my goodness.
Now the other thing, well, one of my epiphanies on this weekend, to get back to where I was at the beginning before I lost my words. One of the things that Katrina said is that for every single person who has the light inside them, years before I started doing this, I used to call it the shining. And you can see people who have the shining. And if you don't have the shining, you don't see them. If you do have the shining, then they resonate with you. And that's because your vibration and their vibration are resonating at the same level. So I used to have this student called Samuel Gogogoch, and he was African. And a greeting in Africa is not hello. The greeting in Africa, the word they use means I see you. And he used to say to me, I see you, Miss Annie. And I used to say, I see you, Samuel Gogogoch. And that sums this up perfectly. Like there'll be people that have this shining that instantly, Sophia, who's on tonight, her and I connected and it was just like bang. It was instant. I saw her and I thought, I'm going to like you. You're going to be my friend. And it was instant. And further down the track now, we've discovered that across our life, even although we're both from different cultures, from different backgrounds, different countries, our lives have ran in parallel in so many ways. And that's that you're at the same level. They're part of your tribe. They're part of your group. And conversely, you'll meet people that you're not vibrationally aligned with. So they're the ones that you kind of back away from because they're not on the same. It's not about levels. It's just about the same vibration as you. They could be higher. They could be lower. They could be in a completely different path. But the ones that you bang into, and it's just like, I've got blue shoes, you've got blue shoes, let's be friends. And it's instant, you know? So, and like Miss Sophia is just a shining bloody light. But what Katrina was saying this week is that if enough people have their light shining, for every one person who shines the light, it affects 4,000 people?
400,000.
400,000 people. So even although there's billions of people in the world, if enough of us are shiny, it's going to fix, we'll overpower everything else, you know, because dark never wins.
I think a good way to think about it is, I think I was talking about like if you're in like a pitch black room, but somebody lights a candle or puts a torch on, that light just lights up everything. And so that's so we're not having to worry about getting 50% of the population to be light, 51% of the population to be light. We just have to have enough to negate the 400. So we just need one person for every 400,000. And you know, with the people that we know, and obviously like, you know, the people that we can extend out to, as much as the people that we can get this message out to, and it can pop all this in. It's gonna be enough. And Katrina's really confident that we will be able to cross over and go up.
And by virtue of the fact that you're all here, because if you weren't shiny, then you wouldn't be here, because this would have no interest to you. And the other thing that she said that has really resonated is that stuff gets put in your way, and that's part of your lesson, you know. And it doesn't matter what the stuff is that gets put in your way. It's really how you deal with it. And life wasn't meant to be difficult. And I've always known that. And virtually every single person, I don't know you all individually, but virtually every single person on this page will have had shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
And they've come out the other side still shiny. And that's the important bit. And when the bad bits happen, like if there weren't little bits of bad bits, you wouldn't enjoy the good bits. But it's supposed to be all about joy and having fun. And it's not supposed to be hard. So when things come up, if you kind of look at them as, okay, so what's this lesson? And have I had to do this before because I'm stupid and I didn't get it the first time? And what did I do the last time? So I've got a strategy to deal with it this time. And every time it happens, if you keep moving forward, you stay in the light. But if you let it bury you, that's all you're going to attract. Because like attracts like. So if your vibration's shitty and you're way down here in the dumps and you're depressed and you're miserable and you're all that stuff, that's what gets attracted to you. So things just keep getting worse.
I think it's just, you're just reminding me, Annie, of and I hope I get this analogy right, because when Katrina said it was very impactful. But it's like if you've gone through some bad shit in your life, or you've gone through some bad stuff, and then you revisit it a lot. It's like playing in your own vomit. And who wants to play in their own vomit? It's like, you can one of you explain a bit better? But like, if you revisit all the crap, but you keep going back to it and you keep swimming around in it, who wants to play in their own vomit? You don't. You want to clean it off and you want to move forward.
Yeah.
It's not fun to play in your vomit. It's fun to go and play in the sand, and it's fun to play somewhere else, and it's fun to keep moving forward, and it's fun to change, and it's fun to, it's good to, keep moving forward instead of staying in somewhere that's not working for you, or hasn't you're in a cycle. You have to work out what is that what is that cycle, and move forward. That's you don't want to play in your own vomit.
Yeah. Esther said, I'm grateful for going through breast cancer as I received so much for my soul's growth. I knew there was a lesson. Now that's an awesome statement. Like, that is a totally awesome statement, because there's a choice there. You choose to think, why me? And you drop into why is this happening to me? And the universe would probably just say, well, why not? But to have seen that as a lesson, and to have learned from that and come out the other side and written that beautiful book, that's shining. That's shining your light as bright as it possibly can. And somebody has said, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Marani. Yeah. And that's what you do. So don't dim to fit in. Don't let anybody put your light out. If people try to put your light out, just put a shilling in the meter and kick it back up again, because if they put your light out and they start to dump on you because it seems that you're happy and they're miserable. So, well, what have you got that I haven't got? Or you've got everything that I haven't got. That's their shit, not your shit. So just let them play in their own shit. Yep. And you say, well.
And people will come, people will be, they will look at you because you are shining that bright light, and it'll trigger them. It'll trigger them because they're not working on that sort of frequency as well. And they'll either try to take your light or grab your light or pull you down, because of that. It's like an energy. It's a bit of an energy grab. And it's really important to know how to protect yourself from that, and also and actually recognize that, so that you can respond to it in a way that means you can either remove yourself from the situation, or not let them take it, or just let it, not let it affect you the way that they probably would like it to affect you.
Kerrie, what did you get from the weekend?
Look, I feel that just the entire weekend was that understanding of how very, very special every single person is. And at the same time, no one is, right? And I know that sounds really crazy, right? But no one is more special than anybody else, simply for the fact that we were all chosen as spiritual beings to be given this opportunity of this lifetime. Then what we choose to do with that is then up to us. And yet at the same time, everyone is super special because we were given this opportunity for this lifetime. So if that sort of makes sense, we're on both sides of that. So let's make the most of this opportunity. And what I found most throughout the weekend is different things that were shared around the soul journey actually triggered a lot of things that you may have an epiphany about, but you do nothing with it. Like you said, oh, that's pretty profound. Then you forget about it, weeks later. Let's not do that anymore. Let's actually, when we get these insights, really share. It's actually really important. And those that are ready for that message or can resonate with that message, then that's great. And if they don't, that's fine too. Right? So it sort of takes away that, if I tell people this concept, and it's not about making people understand that concept either, because everyone will have their own way of getting there, but don't be afraid to share it. And I think that that's really important through this whole journey, is understanding that every single spiritual being that's chosen this physical existence is here to add and contribute to the betterment of humanity, and how the gift that you're given in this life, what you choose to do with it.
I think, Kerrie, it's really important just on that. Like saying that everybody's extraordinary, but everybody's just, like, there's these levels. And what Katrina really, what I really loved about the weekend was Katrina talking about the guru versus the master.
Exactly.
The guru being somebody that puts themselves above everybody and makes everybody feel like they're the one to follow, that they've got all the answers, that they know this. But the master is the one that just is, but makes everybody feel like that they're capable of doing everything, that everybody's capable, and everybody is capable of doing everything, and that you can walk away from the master feeling like you can do something, rather than having to constantly be looking for the next teacher. And on the other side of that is everybody's got something to teach everybody else. But so you might look at somebody and go, I'm not as advanced as you in that, but if you do, on the flip side, you'll be talented or have something to offer in another area. So everybody's got something to offer. And that's what makes everything beautiful. Like when you look at somebody and you actually look at them in a different light, and you go, you actually like, I think she called this. There was a beautiful thing where she talked about the shove of love, but it was a different story. But just, if you extend love to somebody and let them come to you and actually gift you with whatever it is they can teach you, and there's a beautiful exchange. I think I walked away just looking at everybody that was at these workshops, and I was just like, I see you, and everybody was just there was just this beautiful feeling of just everybody was just the same in different ways, and it was just beautiful.
Yeah, and it made me reflect actually on this beautiful group of people that we do these live streams and bring on other guests, and we chat with everybody, and just thinking about those connections. What I love about this group so much is how I see everybody lift each other up, and give everyone that unconditional love and attention. And to every one of you, bless you for that, because that is what's special about everything in humanity. That is our humanity. So it also the reflection of don't forget all the great things and all these great connections, and how that can make a difference, and everyone contributes to that growth. And sometimes you will share, they will share, and really listening to each other, lifting each other up is so important. And I love how it happens through this group.
Yeah, you're all really good at that. And the thing about that is there's no competition. It's not a competition. You know, like when you think about a guru, it's their way or the highway. I know this beautiful stuff and I want you all to know it the same as I know it. And this is the only way. That's religion. That's what that is. The Catholic way is the only way. The Protestant way is the only way. The Buddhist way is the only way. And you should all go this way because this way is the best way. Whereas a master or a shaman says, what's your way? How does it work for you? What path are you on? How can I help you along that path? And every single person who feels that they're learning this stuff, who is also teaching this stuff, and that's like I'm using us as an example for this because we all do the teaching, but every single one of us has someone that we learn from. All of us. And if you're a guru, you know everything. If you were any more up yourself, you would disappear because you know it all. Whereas we know we don't. So we all have teachers and we can get as much, like all of us, it's a continuous learning process. Because if you think, well, that's it, I know this now, then you're done. You know nothing. Does that make sense? So for every, like sometimes Nate's a teacher and sometimes Nate's a student. Sometimes I'm a teacher. Sometimes I'm a student. Same with Kerrie.
I love being the student.
So do I.
Because
this week was great because I didn't have to do anything because I'm usually I'm the teacher. So this weekend I was a participant. So I just sat in my bottom and just said, entertain me. It's all about me this weekend. Nate had to run about after me and fix things. And I just pointed, where will I put this there? And I did nothing. It was awesome. Yeah. And the thing about the nothing was, yes, I did nothing, but oh my God, how much I learned, you know? And the last time around when we did this, you might remember, and I think this is also important for some of you. It was in my space. And for a start, I wasn't well, but and I wasn't facilitating, Nate was, but because it was in my space, I felt responsible for making sure everything was okay and everybody was comfortable because apparently that's my job, you know, and I do that to me. That's not anything to do with Nate or Katrina or anybody else. I do that to me. And this weekend I learned, stuff it. It's not my workshop, you know, like it's theirs. So I could just, I could just be here. And that's important too. Like I'm not taking responsibility for anybody else's stuff. I got enough shit more to deal with without taking responsibility for anybody else. And they delivered and it was beautiful.
It was
and they did
wonderful.
such an amazing job. And I'm sitting there looking at this and I'm thinking, God, how good is this? I got soup made for me. Not only did I get soup made for me, I got soup served to me. It got brought to me. And I'm the one that's usually running about like a chook with no head. I don't know. But it's a teeny weeny thing.
So true.
Getting soup delivered to you instead of having to make 42 cups of coffee and prepare food. Just to have someone bring you a bowl of yummy soup. And I just thought, oh my God, I'm blessed. How good is this? I've got soup. Soup. And that's important too. That you never ever stop learning. But stupid things. Stupid, silly, insignificant things like getting soup. Not only did he bring me soup, he brought me a spoon, which was awesome. And I didn't have one. And he said, oh, you haven't got a spoon. So he toddled off and got me a spoon. And I'm like, my God, this is so wonderful. But most people would just think, well, he didn't bring me a spoon. Like, what am I supposed? But no, I was like, I didn't even notice. I'd have picked it up and drank it. I didn't give a stuff about the spoon. But itty bitty things, being grateful. And some of that is about recognizing it. We went out for dinner on Friday night and I hadn't met Katrina. So we went to meet Katrina before she came to my house. And the service was incredible, wasn't it?
The service was incredible.
It was just, and I hadn't been there before. And the service was just lovely. And it was all these beautiful young men that were serving us, and very young, you know, and they couldn't have done anything.
It made such a difference to our evening and just the meals, and just they were checking in on us and just, you know, asking us if everything was all right. Just the service was amazing.
Yeah, beautiful manners, you know, the whole kit and caboodle. And that's something, even if it's just a little tiny thing you do. As we were leaving, we thanked them for our meal, and we thanked them for their service. And, you know, sometimes when you do that, people just look at you like, nobody does that.
But, you know, just on that, I was just thinking about the weekend as well. I think just it actually relates to not even just getting soup, but it relates to just having a conversation with somebody. And I think what was really beautiful, one of the things that I loved watching over the weekend is that how beautiful it is when you just give someone their attention. And it goes back to that I see you, but just, you know, you have that moment where you're in the zone and you're not distracted by this over there, and you're not distracted by this, or you're actually in the present moment, and you're having a conversation with somebody. Because if you're having a conversation with somebody, but you're thinking about this and you're thinking about that, you're actually not having a conversation with them. And one of the things that was really beautiful about the weekend was that I think it was almost like time stopped, and we were able to be in the present moment and actually just connect with people and actually look people in the eyes and have a conversation. And I thought that was really valuable. Like in 2 days, people that I have never met before, you know, in just an instant, you actually had this beautiful connection, because we are spirit in these physical bodies, and we forget that. Sometimes we're so focused on this that we forget about this. And it was I just found I was looking around at everybody on the weekend, and just really grateful to be seeing people as more than this, because we were in this moment.
Yes.
Conscious conversations. We talked about that.
Yeah. Conscious conversations, so important. And again, it's about, in doing that, you're honoring that person and you're holding space for them, which lifts them up in that energy, you know. So it's that same energy exchange that occurs with that as well that's just so important. So it really solidified a lot of the things that we've been working on, but it did it in such a clear way. So for those of you who are booked for the workshops with Kachina in November in Sydney, you're in for a real treat. You're going to absolutely love it. And fingers crossed, with some luck, we might be trying to get Kachina back out to Red Bank Plains as well.
Oh, she's coming.
She'll be back.
She's coming.
Yeah. The whole purpose of this weekend was to introduce Kachina up here, so that I could leave her and you can work out what you want to do with her.
He brought me his friend, and I'm keeping her.
That's sort of how it works.
But you know, one of the interesting things, like I'll be honest, I've known Kachina for a long time, and I'll be honest, I actually wanted to keep her for myself, because I felt like I was learning so much from her. I just felt like she was mine. And a big lesson for me in ego is she's not mine. And now when I was ready to share, it was actually so much better than keeping it to myself. And in sharing Kachina and introducing her to other people, it was just like these little lights were just like, you know, these beautiful connections are being made. And I'll say this, Kachina had such a wonderful time up here. No doubt she's coming back.
Oh, she's coming back.
And she also runs so many interesting workshops. And one thing that I will say about these workshops is she makes everything simple. And I think one of the biggest epiphanies for me, even though I've done a lot of workshops, is I always forget that when I go away, when I come back to one of her workshops, is everything is simple. And also the work that we're doing should be simple. We don't need to get all complicated, and it doesn't need to be hard to learn, because it's simple. Be kind, you know, making it the appropriate choice. And it was all, you know, don't let this, we did a lot of stuff. Yes, Marani was here for yesterday's 5 steps workshop. we let a lot of stuff get in our way of how we think, and what we did yesterday was a lot of clearing of that. So we did a big delete. We deleted a lot of stuff yesterday so that we can move forward, looking at the world with like a clear view. And I feel different today, even though I've done that workshop before. I don't know how you feel today, or anyone who's at the workshop, but it just feels like the
big shift.
It's a huge shift. So if you are going to be here in Red Bank Plains when Katrina comes back and she does one of the other workshops, I cannot stress enough, it's life-changing. It's life-changing. And she's going to be in Sydney in November. She's teaching Humana. She's teaching a course about how to connect with your guides. They're filling up pretty quick. In fact, Humana's pretty much full. We can have some more people for the connecting with the guides, but just the fact that Katrina will be in Sydney for the first time in a long time is going to be is incredible.
Yes, Marie, that's where I've been all weekend, is with Katrina. Yep.
Now, but before she left, we had a chat. She also did a reading for me, which blew my socks off. But she's definitely coming back. She's definitely coming back here. This space it's not, she can drive to me. It's not as far as Sydney or Melbourne. And she was comfortable in this space. And there was people who were like overseas or away or stuff that couldn't actually get to this workshop. So she's going to be offering some more here. And as soon as we know that, we will let you know, because Kerrie and I, now that Nate's lent us his friend, we'll be coordinating some of that so that Nate can concentrate on his down south stuff. So Katrina will just give us dates, and we'll put up what she's doing and where it's happening, and you can just toddle down to us, because I know there were people that would really enjoy this, but they're away, or it wasn't convenient or not the right time for them.
And I just want to say this, and this is going to annoy you, Gail, but I know some really exciting stuff that's coming up that I can't tell you.
Oh, sorry.
Nate! That's
Sorry.
Sorry.
Annie, Denozo him. That was
Sorry. I just got really excited by it.
Yes,
It's the opportunity. Yeah, the opportunity's coming, Vanessa. Don't worry, everything happens at exactly the right time. Just, trust in that. Everything happens at exactly the right time.
That is so not surprising.
I just tell you,
all right, Gail, I fixed it for you. So,
Still
guys,
wouldn't like you to smack him.
when before we went on live tonight, I was sitting here trying to think of insights and epiphanies, and I went, you know what? There's so much that it's so hard to explain, right? Anyway, as things happen, because I was sitting here and I actually had a bit of trouble with the internet tonight, and I don't know whether it was my energy, but it took me a little bit to get on. Then when I got on, I'm going to just share this with everyone. When I got online, our beautiful bubble girl wasn't here, Colleen. She's always there. And neither were Nate or Annie. And I went, oh, so this is my aha moment. They just going to all abandon me tonight. And I'm sitting here thinking, there was so much to share, and yet I really don't know how to honor the full experience in words, because it's about connection and feeling, and sometimes that's really hard to describe. Anyway, in doing that and creating the mess that I created, I dropped my very old folder, which was 1994. If you can see up the top there, Psychic Awareness 1994. Goes back a while, right? Off my side table. And it was jumped open at a page, and I thought, oh my goodness, this what was in it was a writing that I did from my guide, Peter, that actually I wrote back in 1994 that actually reflects back to this weekend. And I thought, unbelievable. So will you humour me a minute? So I'll just read you this. It's not very long. It says, from one who walks in the light, Peter, act on ideas. An idea not acted upon is simply wasted inspiration. Even the ideas whose outcomes are less than our expectations would have hoped for provide for important lessons that can be reflected upon. If this new knowledge is utilized, it takes you further along the path of your spiritual journey. Repetition of similar circumstances and situations recurring in your life is an indication that the soul has not yet accepted, learned, or utilized the knowledge being presented by that lesson. It is also known that some lessons, having not been accepted by the soul, are carried from lifetime to lifetime until at the right time for that soul's journey, the knowledge is accepted. The principles that all our lives' various lessons are based upon are of no secret to the world and are actually the answer to the meaning of life. They are aspects that are gained by the self on the evolutionary journey to all that is, and once gained, allow us to freely merge as one in spirit. These aspects are honesty, integrity, mercy, justice, humility, forgiveness, acceptance, selflessness, and faith. These aspects working together in harmony are love. At various times, and usually for short intervals, you may enjoy the euphoria that occurs when all these aspects are working together. This experience was, in years long ago, once referred to as ecstasy, but ecstasy has derived a meaning of much less moral value in more recent times. As the spiritual journey progresses, the soul, having accepted greater knowledge, gains the ability to live in this state of ecstasy for longer periods. During these times, the soul of that spiritual human being is extending an unconditional love to all that share the earth plane, man, woman, child, of all races and creeds, fauna and flora. When this ability is achieved regularly during any one lifetime, it is an indication that the soul is ready and may choose not to return to the earth plane, having gained and applied the knowledge it has sought from the lessons presented within this realm. At this time, the soul may choose to continue the spiritual journey within the spirit realm or another dimension. You sometimes working in this realm as our guides and our helpers. The spiritual journey thus continues on a new level, and there are many of these levels on the way to complete spirit. I hope this information will assist you on your journey. With love and light, Peter. So I thought what was interesting about that is that we were again reminded during the workshop that humanity is now at a point where we are able to stay in what Peter was referring to there as that pure love frequency, and that we're able to sustain it for longer. And so when I saw that fall, I thought, wow, this is where we're leading towards for the equinox. that in shifting our energy, we'll be able to stay in that state of love for a much longer period of time. And when I talk about love, and as Katrina said, it's about sending it out and giving it freely and really caring, but not attaching to it. Letting go of that attachment so others can learn and grow at their own pace. So I just thought it was uncanny. And then I go, well, am I surprised that my guide just went, excuse me, I told you that back in 1994. Hello.
Kerrie,
It's only taken you how many years to assimilate that knowledge? There you go.
I think that message was it's absolutely perfect for the weekend that we've just had. But I think I just wanted to also just make the point of, for anyone that actually wasn't at the workshops on the weekend and actually, maybe not have the ability to go to a workshop, you don't need to go to a workshop to start to work towards this thing. You can do there's little steps that you can do just in day-to-day life, just to keep yourself moving forward. And there are things like be kind, just be kind, let go of attachments. Just be mindful of the way that when you're reacting, rather than reacting from where are you reacting from. There's all these little things that you can do. You don't need to go to one of these workshops to keep moving forward. And I think that what you're saying there, Kerrie, is just work in those beautiful spaces, keep things simple, and you can plant these little seeds in your own life every day. What I found out from the workshops was the things that we were taught were so simple. The stuff that we just knew, you just know inherently some of the stuff that we worked through, because it was so simple, and it's stuff that you can just implement every day moving forward. And so everybody, if you weren't at the workshops, when you wake up tomorrow with the heart of love, with acts of kindness, face the day with a really good attitude of what be open to what the universe is going to bring you during the day, and let go of attachments, and you'll start to you can start to implement some of this stuff just day to day.
Yeah. Kindness was the key word, and that was one of the things that while we had all that nonsense happening a couple of years ago, the kindness pandemic, and it ran for the 2 years where people were just being really kind to each other or in survival mode, one or t'other. And that's a choice. Are you going to be in the kindness pandemic, which is where we are at the moment, or are you going to be in survival mode? Because there's a choice, and a lot of people don't recognize that they do have a choice, but there's always a choice. So let's pull some cards, Kerrie.
Yes, let's do that. I think I'm going to go heart and soul tonight, because that's really, we've been talking about the heart and we've been talking about the soul.
Kerrie, I saw that in my meditation, the cover of your Annie's meditation. I literally saw that, and I drew it.
Did you?
Yeah, it was like the star. Well, it's not very well drawn, but the star and the wings I saw in the meditation for Annie's.
There you go.
With the wings. But that's what I saw.
And look, it never surprises us, does it? Because week after week, we get these beautiful synchronicities, that are occurring, even though, we're like 70 kilometers away from each other. There's no setup to this.
Can you send me a picture of that? Can you send me a picture of that afterwards?
Absolutely. Spirit sets it up.
Yep.
What you got, Kerrie?
If you can see this card here. Now, if you look at that, inner sight, okay? And the card reads, you are a beautiful soul. Look within and you will see it. There is a pearl in your heart. Close your eyes and feel it. The most precious thing inside you. Calm your mind, meditate, and you will feel your soul's infinite spiritual realm in looking within, you can never go without. And there you go. You can see that beautiful message there. And am I surprised with that message? Because, and that's what's important too, even if you haven't been to the workshops, or it may be something that you weren't able to do and you tend to do in the future, you will always do it at the perfect time for you. And as Nate said before, just the little things that you do every day along the way are building you to this new point of where we will all be by March.
I've got this card. Now, the word on this card says truth, but the picture on the card looks like a light that's glowing. It's a candle, except it's a person. And for me, this is about, the truth is that all we have to do is light the candle, let our light shine, and the truth will come out. Because what's happening at the moment, there's not a lot of truth to it. There's a lot of fluff and nonsense. And the truth is coming. And when that happens, we'll be part of that, and it will change everything. Have you got another one, Miss Kerrie?
I actually didn't.
Sorry, next card.
I didn't pull another one, but I can.
No, I've got travel. So, guys, I'm sorry, but this one's not for you. This one's for me. This is Off You Pop with Love and Light. You're going to Alaska.
Well, and you're off to Alaska. So, right, card drop, right? As soon as I picked it up again, it dropped. An enchanted world is available to you if you want it. Just as the oak tree is hidden in its seed, the goddess is within you. Reason devoid of feeling is merely harsh judgment. So listen to your heart and move beyond the boundaries you have placed around yourself. And we talked a lot about that. Removing boundaries, be limitless. It's time to step into your power and to create a world of bliss.
Kerrie, that was what
There you
Katrina's
go.
reading said to me today. That's exactly what Katrina's reading said to me. And my spirit
Well, you could have just asked my guides and I would have saved Katrina 2 hours, but you know.
My guides know I'm stupid and I need to be told everything.
And you need to be told twice. That's it.
And one of the things Katrina said about this, because I said to her, I'm really looking forward to my holiday. And she said, She said, for you, this is not a holiday. For you, this is a journey. You have no idea what your guides have planned for you when you get there. And I thought, that's exciting. Are they going to let me bring home a moose? I'm limitless. I can do anything.
Anything's possible.
So any final thoughts, Nate, before we say goodnight to everyone?
I just want to say, I've been a bit sick lately. I've had pneumonia, and I think this weekend was exactly what I needed to have a real reset. And when I go back to Sydney tomorrow, I'm so excited. But you know what? It was just so beautiful to share with everybody that was here. And I just want to thank everyone that came along. It was my absolute pleasure to introduce Katrina to this wonderful group. I'm looking forward to what the next, few months up until the equinox. I just feel like there's going to be some beautiful things happening up into the equinox, and the way forward. We just don't know what's on this road, and I think that's really exciting.
Well, you do, and you won't tell us.
That's it. That's right. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I do.
You can keep the nose over it out of him. So everyone, next fortnight, Annie will obviously be in Alaska, but I will be here, and the beautiful Amanda Jane is going to come and join me. AJ is going to be my co-host in the next fortnight. So we'll be back. We'll do our best to hold the fort without you, Annie.
Thank you.
And so thank you for your beautiful meditation again tonight, and wishing you a wonderful journey. Wonderful journey. Wonderful journey. And Nate, a very happy birthday for next weekend.
Thank you.
And Annie, I will leave you with the last word.
Off you pop with love and light. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Good night. Thanks for being here.
We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.